Hello everybody, Mike from the Rewatch Project with Hannah and Mike podcast here, and I'm back with another edition of Front Row, these music performance reaction videos, and I'm back in the wonderful world of one Elvis Presley with the song He Touched Me from 1972, I believe this is. This is one of those ones that I've seen come up a few times, has been recommended to me. I do not know what to expect, although I suspect from the title that this could be a gospel song or a spiritual song. It's a studio performance this time, not a live performance. So yeah, looking forward to checking this out. Before doing so though, just a quick reminder that I do appreciate feedback. You can do that either by emailing rewatchprojectpodcast@gmail.com, or alternatively, you can just leave comments right here on the channel. And while you're here, please do check out some of the other content, including the Rewatch Project with Hannah and Mike, the podcast that shares this feed, where my wife Hannah and I go back and rewatch some of our favourite film and television franchises, in addition to the other film, TV, and music-related pop cultural goodness that also cohabits this here channel. Quick reminder that I do pause these songs, I do talk through them. That is just how I choose to react. If that is not to your taste, then it is what it is. But I would strongly urge you to listen to this song in its entirety, and that you do not follow my terrible example, as I will be, as I say, pausing and talk over this. Likes and subscribes, very much appreciated. Subscriptions make a huge difference. It really pushes the profile of the channel and means that more people find it, more people watch and listen to the content, and ultimately respond and converse and have conversations, because talking to you, the film, TV and music, and in this case Elvis Presley fan, is greatly gratifying and educational, and ultimately the primary motivator for doing these with a greater level of regularity. And last but not least, a reminder that we do appreciate donations via PayPal if you can afford to do so without causing yourself any financial hardship, because we certainly do not want that. So yeah, I got the light shining in over here. It's feeling very spiritual. So let's see if this song echoes that. Here we go. He Touched Me in 1972, Elvis Presley. Let's go.
Shackled by a heavy burden, neath the load of guilt and shame. Then the hand of Jesus touched me. He touched me, and now I am no longer the same.
Feel it.
For he touched me. Oh, he touched me. He touched me. And oh, joy, wonderful joy that floods my soul. Something happened, and now I know he touched me and made me whole.
Yeah, I've said before that there's something about spiritual music, and that doesn't necessarily mean religious, organized religion. It can, but it's about whatever it takes to get you there, you know. And you see this with guitarists sometimes, that they'll be playing and they'll be improvising, and they just at some point reach a place where they're not thinking about what they're doing anymore. It's just instinct. And sometimes you can see it on their face, you know, when they're playing. And that's something that I really feel sometimes with Elvis when he's doing these spiritual songs, is it feels like he's in a trance or a reverie. And, you know, when you hear about people who meditate and they can access places in their own mind or in their own consciousness, you know, the unified field, I think it's called, in transcendental meditation. And this feels like that. On the surface, this sounds really simple, but it's incredibly complex. And this is another great example of the ethereal quality of his music. And that's not just the the religious music. It's a lot of the ballads as well, where they feel completely unconstructed. They don't feel like there was something that were contrived or put together in a studio. They feel like there was something that were just manifested into existence. And one of the things about this that's so powerful is that deceptive simplicity, and it's not. You know, you've got the piano, but then you've got this really complex vocal arrangement with lots of voices, but Elvis cutting through. And I think that that's so emblematic of what this is, because like any religious experience, we're part of a collective. You know, you've got these multiple voices in the same way that you would in church or in any kind of worship situation, and not even just religion, but concerts. You know, people at dance music festivals, you see them kind of in this reverie. You know, this again, it's this shamanistic kind of thing, and it's this. It's us having this collective experience, but there's also the singularity of Elvis's voice as well, cutting through that. So it's kind of, he's part of it, but he's also a part from it. And that really creates an incredible feeling of togetherness, but also kind of how special this guy is too, because it's his moment. It's not about him, but it's about what he's feeling and giving and saying and offering. And that's something that, you know, you can intellectualize and explain like I just did, or you can just sit back and feel it when you're listening to it. And that's really, really powerful.
Oh, since I met this blessed Savior,
Delicacy and precision of the voice.
He cleansed and made me whole.
Clear enunciation.
Oh, I'll never cease to praise Him, to praise Him. I'll shout it while eternity rolls. Oh, He touched me. Oh, He touched me. He touched me. And oh, the joy that floods my soul. Something happened, and now I know He touched me and made me whole.
Wow. Yeah, you can't fake that. Yeah, I mean, the sharpness that he cuts through at the end there as well. You know, it is a shared reverie, but at the same time, he's experiencing this thing and he's communicating it to us. Because again, I've said before, he's an incredible communicator. And you feel it as well. I think regardless of what your beliefs are, we all know, we all understand the idea of faith. We all understand the idea of community and wanting to belong or wanting to have a shared experience, but also wanting to have a direct experience with something divine, something bigger than us. It reminds me of the lyric in Walking in Memphis, the kind of, are you a Christian child? Man, I am tonight. You know, that's how this makes you feel. His gospel, spiritual stuff just always delivers. That was amazing. What a feeling. And I feel like sometimes, like by intellectualizing these things, I'm doing them a disservice. But at the same time, I think it can be fun to examine it and sort of circle this. But at the same time, ultimately, it is about feeling and it is about communication. You know, and you don't necessarily need to be able to sit down and intellectually explain that. You just need to feel it. And yeah, that's very easy to do when you've got a performance like this. So let me know what I should cover next. Quick reminder, I do appreciate feedback. Likes and subscribes very much appreciated, as are donations via PayPal, but only, and I must stress this, if you can afford to do so without causing yourself any financial hardship. I'll still always happily cover suggestions that people have got. That's not something that's behind a paywall. All the content will always be here. But it does help, you know, I'm not going to lie. So yeah, wow, that was something. Looking forward to getting back into the world of Elvis real soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.